in France, just where I was born, but I was encouraged by my managers to buy abroad. And even if I tried to resist, today most of the French eyewear makers have disappeared. And all sectors of industry have been destroyed in France due to the incentive not to buy local. When I was a CPO of a leading brand in the garment industry, I had to go from one country to another to pick up the lowest wages and practice social dumping. I'm sure you remember that 3 years ago, the collapse of the Rana Plaza buildings in Bangladesh took the lives of more than 1,100 workers, garment workers. We could have found some labels of my previous company under the ruins of Rana Plaza, and I'm not proud of it. At least this tragedy opened the eyes of consumers and brought a due diligence guidance for responsible supply chain in the garment sector. And these two examples are why I'm particularly involved in the new standard ISO 20400 to improve together sustainability internationally for the benefit of all organizations. But tonight, I'm here to talk about a specific project that aims to put back strong values at the center of the buyer-supplier relationship, the French label on responsible supplier relationships. Let's start with the French context. You can see on the screen that the French economy looks like a pyramid. We have 240 large companies, 4,600 intermediate companies, and the rest, that is to say, 99% are SMEs or micro businesses. This environment allows very large companies to transfer their requirements and risks to smaller companies. When the financial crisis of 2008 happened and our country entered into stagnation, the pressure on SMEs got worse, and an increasing number of them asked help for credit or went bankrupt. And these difficulties revealed to the French government that the large organizations were responsible for commercial bullying with SMEs. The government realized at that time that trust and confidence in business relationships would bring a better global and economic performance. They decided to create a charter for responsible supplier relationships with 10 commitments. In 2010, our former Ministry of Economy, Christine Lagarde, now at the head of the International Monetary Fund, convinced 20 CEOs to sign it. The CEOs joined the initiative not only because they were flattered to be in the picture, but also because they wanted to try to change the rules of the game. And the heads of procurement, they were proud too, because the procurement function was in the spotlight. One of the innovations of the charter was to nominate an ombudsman for SMEs inside the signatory organization. At the same time, the French government set up a national ombudsman service, free of charge, with delegates in each region of France to help SMEs and buying organizations to cooperate. And it's been very successful, as 80% of all cases have been solved without using legal proceedings. 2 years later, the government decided to make the next step, a label, which means checking if the commitments taken by the organizations are actually implemented. This label on responsible supplier relationship is valid for 3 years. So, what sort of commitments are we talking about? Here they are, 4 areas and 11 assessment criteria. First area, protect interests of suppliers and subcontractors. Payment terms, contract terms, fair and open competition, and prevent corruption. Second area, support competitiveness with long-term relationship, TCO or global cost approach, or we just heard from the United Nations. Third area, integrate sustainability in the supplier relationship, environmental and social issues, contribution to regional development. And fourth area, establish right conditions for a good relationship through the development of procurement functions, capability, and through the use of mediation. It looks pretty ambitious, right? Well, it's really working. And since the first certification in 2012. 34 organizations have been awarded the label, and 1,600 companies have signed the charter. And we can observe after 4 years that the objectives, respective commitments, have created a big community of organizations involving continuous improvement trends, and it's a real virtuous dynamics. And all this community represents now 500 billion euros of spend altogether. So who are the organizations? The 34 certified organizations, they include government agencies like the Ministry of Defense, Transport, Railway, Airports, a lot of very large companies and also intermediate companies, and it represents the equivalent of 83 billion euros assessed. And I have the pleasure to tell you that DCNS, the French company with whom you signed a contract with the new Australian submarines, has been awarded the French label. So I hope it was part of your decision. I have myself evaluated 14 companies in the last year, and I would like to share my experience with you. For me, the label represents 4 major benefits. The first benefit is to multiply knowledge of good practice. To illustrate this, I'm going to share with you something that happened in reality. Imagine you have 28 representatives of certified organizations around the table, sharing their good practice on responsible supplier relationships. Some of them are not very good. They have maybe 1, 2, or 3 good practices to share. Others are better. They have 7, 10, 13 of them. Well, even the leader of the group has benefited from the initiative because we have altogether 50 good practices, and they can take back home 37 UT for their organization. It's amazing. And many other initiatives like publications that contribute to the success of multiplying good practice. The second benefit is about breaking the glass ceiling for SMEs. Everybody knows about the concept of glass ceiling. We often use it in the context of gender inequality. And I want to censure you tonight to try to get gender equality, or at least some women as speakers. But actually, SMEs are facing the same situation with glass ceiling. They are facing so many obstacles to work with big organizations that they just work between them, while big organizations work together. Well, now, big organizations feel concerned by SMEs and conduct a lot of positive initiatives towards them. And SMEs, they feel on the same level of equality with big organizations in steering committees and working groups around the charter or label. The third benefit is about improving permanent terms. 25% of French SMEs go bankrupt because they are not paid in time by their clients. The legal payment terms in France is 60 days maximum, but the average payment is 73 days, which represents 16 billion euros that do not go in the pocket of SMEs in time. And in France, it means 100,000 persons lose their jobs because of payment delays. And thanks to the label, the payment terms of certified organizations have improved a lot, and they even try to have shorter payment terms for SMEs, and it's a real virtuous circle. The fourth and last benefit is about the increased concern about regional development. French purchasers start to explore if they can buy locally. It's a good solution to the planet and for local jobs. And purchasers, they are proud of that. They do not see themselves as cost killers only, but as smart developers partners. And the French government conducts different experimentation to develop specific concerns to economic sectors. The last one concerns the agro-food sector, where the structure of the relationship is very unfair between the farmers and breeders and the purchaser and distribution groups. The good point is a sign for a new experimentation on sustainability and sustainable relationship recently. There are many other benefits, of course, and French groups like Total, here in the room, or Michelin, or others, are very proud to get the label as an award to their good practices on supplier relationship. And they keep improving their practice continuously, due to the benchmark with other companies in the world. And as a conclusion, I would like to say that I've really seen many changes for the past few years. In 2008, I was an activist preaching in the desert. Now, not anymore. The topic of responsible supplier relationship is now going full speed, and I really feel really optimistic for the future. And all in all, I'm happy to contribute to demonstrate that procurement professionals can create value with values. Thank you for your attention.